Have you ever felt paralyzed by the fear of failing? Have you ever let an important exam, major assignment, or a personal goal slip away simply because you were too afraid to try? But what if I told you that failure is actually a stepping stone rather than a dead end? Well, as students, we all carry the weight of academic anxiety. However, learning to overcome this fear can be the key that finally unlocks our true potential. Good day, everyone. My name is Mihisha, and today I'm excited to share a perspective that many of us miss. The powerful role failure can play in driving us towards success. I've chosen this topic because I've reviewed recent studies on the psychological impact of failure on students, and more importantly, the evidence-based solution that can help us improve. My thesis today is simple. Failure isn't the end, but a teacher that can turn mistakes into experience and setbacks into strength. In this page, I will explain why fear of failure is so common, explore its cultural and perfectionism causes, and offer two solutions to help you embrace failure as part of your journey to success. To begin, let's look at the sheer scale of the problem by exploring how this fear is paralyzing students across all levels of education. The fear of failure is a widespread and paralyzing problem that must be recognized before it can be overcome. Many individuals, particularly in academic settings, struggle with a high level of fear regarding failure. In the article published in 2025, Deng and Middlemis found that a large majority of university students report that this fear prevents them from engaging productively with their studies. Think about it. We aren't just lazy. We are often too afraid to even try. Furthermore, this anxiety about making mistakes specifically hinders academic and career progression. If we don't address this, we will face long-term consequences like stagnation, decreased creativity, and a total lack of adaptability in changing world. Now that I've shared how prevalent and damaging the fear of failure is, let's turn our attention to the specific cultural and psychological causes of this widespread anxiety. The first underlying cause of this pervasive fear is external, the negative cultural perception of failure. A 2022 study conducted by Tao and his colleagues found that many societies equate failure with personal inadequacy, leading to harsh judgment of mistakes, as if failing a test means you are a weak person. This cultural association leads individuals to intentionally avoid new challenges because they fear failure will reflect poorly on their reputation. Consequently, this avoidance hinders their long-term opportunities for personal and academic development. The second cause is the belief that success should be achieved without mistakes. In an article published in 2024, Boylan and his team found that this pressure is tied to perfectionism, which sets unrealistic high standards, make anything less than perfect feel unacceptable. This mindset causes people to fear failure because they believe it will damage their self-worth. As a result, we end up refraining from taking risks to escape this high expectation, which ultimately diminish our ability to adapt and overcome challenges. We have explored the root causes of our fear, from cultural stigma to the demanding voice of perfectionism. Now, let's move to the vital part of this discussion, the actionable solutions we can implement today. The first step is to change the environment by reforming education. Educational systems should be updated to show that mistakes are a normal part of learning process. By prioritizing effort and growth over perfect scores, schools create an environment where failure is normalized. Consequently, the focus shifts from being perfect to the process of improving. Moreover, educational institutions should foster environments of psychological safety within all learning environments. When leaders and peers openly share their own struggles and mistakes with others, it directly reduces the shame of making mistakes and encourages us to try again. While we reform the environment, we must also strengthen our inner world by cultivating self-efficacy and purposeful learning. This solution has been proven effective by a study done by Chuang and his team in 2022, which showed that developing self-efficacy is a key factor in reducing the fear of failure, which improves a person's ability to adapt to career changes and challenges. Unlike simple motivation, which can sometimes increase the pressure to succeed, self-efficacy focuses on the beliefs in one's own skills. Besides that, Chuang and his team also found that education should include the concept of meaning in life to provide psychological support. Having a sense of purpose acts as a buffer that protects people from the stress of feeling incapable. This internal sense of value also helps reduce the fear of failure, even when a person's confidence in their specific skill is low. The strategy I have discussed, reforming education and building self-efficacy, offer a clear path forward in embracing struggle as a vital part of learning. In conclusion, failure is not the end. It's an opportunity to learn, and by embracing it, we can turn setbacks into stepping stones. That is why I would like to urge you to cultivate your self-efficacy today. Stop viewing failure as a sign of weakness and start seeing it as the fuel for your next success. As you live today, remember this. Don't let the heat of failure burn you. Let it be the fuel that drives your engine towards success. That's all for me. Thank you.